This is Daniela Camboni for StansberryInvestor.com. Welcome back to a week full of drama. We have Janet Yellen, Treasury Secretary, coming out saying that we have 3 weeks to address the looming debt ceiling and avoid near-term economic calamity. We also have Jerome Powell, Fed chair, saying, hey, that inflation I've been talking about might not be transitory. And finally, Senator Elizabeth Warren calling Powell a dangerous man. So much to unpack this week. So here is Todd, Bubba, Horwitz, founder of BubbaTrading.com. Welcome back to Stansberry Investor.
Hi, Daniela. Always great to be with you.
I don't know where to start first with you. I really don't. But
you just named the three blind mice. You want to pick anyone you want. We'll start there.
Okay, let's start with Janet Yellen here, basically telling House Speaker Nancy Pelosi that Congress has just under 3 weeks to address the looming debt ceiling. We've spoke about in the past, Bubba, is this debt ceiling shaping up to be not like the others?
No, it's going to be this. They're always the same. Do you actually think that President Biden's going to shut down the country and fight? They're going to raise the debt ceiling. This is the oldest story, and it is so ridiculous that it's almost not worth talking about, because they do this every single time with the debt ceiling. Nobody's got the stones to shut it down and tell Congress and everybody else to live on a normal budget like people have to live on. If we lived like they did, we'd be either in jail or bankruptcy court. They continue to do this. They're going to raise the debt ceiling. There's no doubt about it. Just look at their entire economic policy. It's so bad for the middle class, and they're just going to make it worse and continue to kick the can down the road in debt that we'll never be able to pay. These rates that may go up, and of course the bond vigilantes are back pushing hard on the bond market, which is raising rates. And just think about this: every quarter point of basis raise is $75 billion a month of debt service for us.
Okay, but does this not frighten you, Bubba? Right,
No.
Yellen. Okay, I know nothing scares you, but here.
No, she doesn't scare me, because they will come to an agreement, as they always do. This is not new. This is the oldest trick in the book to create the fear in the public, so that they okay the debt ceiling and aren't upset about it, so that they don't lose votes.
Okay,
election
I
time.
see what you're saying. That's the real agenda. Because listen, I just want to share this quote. Let me share it. We now estimate that Treasury is likely to exhaust its extraordinary measures if Congress has not acted to raise or suspend the debt limit by October 18th. At that point, we expect Treasury would be left with very limited resources that would be depleted quickly. Here's the former Fed chair, now Treasury Secretary, saying this. So you're saying ignore this alarm bell?
I'm saying ignore whatever she has to say, because whatever it is not in our benefit. And they will come to an agreement, and they will raise the debt ceiling, as they have done for the last 50 years, and with one or two shutdowns throughout that time for a very short period of time.
All right, let's move on to your next favorite subject. Fed Chair Jerome Powell testifying before Congress, saying, hey, remember when I said inflation was transitory? Well, it might last longer than we thought.
Daniela, isn't it amazing? You and I have talked about that there was real inflation long before he is willing to admit it. And now he's finally saying it, which is already too late. The horse is out of the barn. You've got containers coming from China that used to be 2,000 are now 25,000. Who do you think is going to pay those bills? And they can't even get them in because there's no help. We are in such a serious problem of potentially going into stagflation here, and not because employment isn't going, it's because people won't work, because the government continues to have these stimulus packages, which is hurting everybody. So we've got a real danger of stagflation, which is employment and high inflation, no employment and high inflation, which is right where we're headed right now.
Why did they allude that it would ever be transitory? Why? To not alarm people? What was the reasoning?
The reasoning is because they hate to admit the truth, because their models are older than the Model T, and they refuse to have any common sense and logic when it comes to how the economy and markets work. These people are brilliant people, highly educated, but the minute they get in the glass house there, they become idiots, and they have no clue of how to run a business or an economy. And they forget what it was that got them there when they were in the public servant space, in the private sector, and they had to use real judgment. Now they use just these ridiculous models that are seriously probably 100 years old.
Let's wrap with your third favorite person after AOC, Senator Elizabeth Warren, calling Jerome Powell a dangerous man. She says, quote, "So far you've been lucky, but the 2008 crash shows what happens when the luck runs out."
Well,
harsh words for Powell here from Warren.
Well, listen, this is because they want him out and they want a more liberal Fed chair, and Chair Powell's been plenty liberal, right? Because he wants to get reappointed. They want Lael Brainerd or one of these other jerks that just want to give away money and don't care about what's in the economy. Because again, I would say to you this, and I can't prove this, but I bet if we did a real stress test on these banks, and I mean a legitimate, real accountant went in there, forensic accountant, we would find out that none of these banks could pass the stress test now. But of course, the Democratic Party that's in now has been championing the keeping rates low and giving money out. And of course, that never ends well, which is what we've said all along, that the Fed would botch this whole deal. And now, of course, Elizabeth Warren is turning on the Fed because really they want Powell out and Brainerd in so they can have even a more liberal policy when it comes to the monetary system.
Thank you for that, Todd Bubba Horwitz. I appreciate your insights. Thank you for joining us here on StansberryInvestor.com. You are always welcome.
Thank you, Danielle. It's always a pleasure to be here.
And thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to sign up for premier content you can't get anywhere else. Danielle@Camboni.com. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. That's it for me.